We've really seen an acceleration in the adoption and ways in which marketers are powering their investment with advanced audiences. I think that's driven by a couple of things. Number one is we have one of the best streaming products and platforms in market. And one of the byproducts of Peacock is this direct-to-consumer relationship with which we can deterministically match to logged-in users, so that affords tremendous opportunity. Additionally, our expansion of currencies and partners in the currency space, the underpinning of which has been our data-driven linear business, has also given more interoperability and optionality for powering of advanced campaigns. Thirdly, we offer a really robust and market-leading programmatic practice whereby we're activation agnostic, so people can come in and whether they're using automation and software or decision media, they can power their campaigns in a real-time biddable environment with advanced audiences. We also are seeing sort of the rise of cross-platform campaigns. I would say from a stats perspective, about 85% of our top 100 clients are using an advanced audience to power some part of their media campaign. And although this is more of a point in time stat, I would say coming right out of the upfront, about 40% of the marketplace had already sort of hand raised and said, I'm going to use advanced audiences to power this upfront investment. So much momentum that we're really excited about, and I think that's only going to continue growing.
Wow, that's great. Now, when you're talking to advertisers and media buyers, what are some of the common misconceptions they have about data-driven linear and the shift to alternative currencies, and how are you overcoming them?
Yeah, so I think a big one is flexibility. Either they think they're going to lose flexibility or they lose some sort of optionality. Couldn't be further from the truth. We offer flexibility in terms of activation opportunities. So managed service, we optimize schedules. Self-service, they can optimize their own cross-publisher, data-driven linear buy. Optionality in terms of options, which mirror sort of our standard core general market business. So all gravy there. I would say other things that tend to come up is that optimization is a yield tool for publishers or some sort of remnant opportunity. We actually have a cross-section of inventory that we look at right across our whole pool, right in the upfront marketplace. So that couldn't be further from the truth, and everything from tent poles and things like Sunday Night Football can be included in those optimizations. Transparency would be another one. So we optimize pre-campaign. We give a fully transparent down to the selling title level pre-campaign report. Clients can plan version to their heart's content, and they're really a part of that process. So it is that blend optimally of art and science. So those are just some of the things that come up in the ways that we handle them, but I think plenty of opportunity for collaboration, both buy and sell side, to make that everything that the buy side needs it to be for their clients.
Now, when the buy side is looking to activate and advanced audiences across screens, like what kinds of things are media owners and programmers doing to simplify the workflows?
Yeah, that's a great one. So there's 3 business strategies that come to mind. One is around convergence. So our one platform business strategy was built around this notion of making sure that we're selling on a transactional model that best reflects how consumers consume and experience our media. So that meant sort of a video, any screen, anywhere type of approach. So that's one strategy. The second business strategy that comes to mind would be the ways in which we brought our one app and sort of one platform digital inventory together with our Peacock streaming inventory to create one sort of super product that brings to bear the broadest swath of addressable inventory so that marketers can scale advanced targets. And then the third thing I would say is just more broadly the concept of marketplaces. So whether you're thinking about something like a programmatic marketplace, you're thinking about API-based buying of national linear television, or you're thinking about something like our OpenAP partnership. OpenAP is super interesting because it enables the buy side to create a single source audience If you think about identity resolution, you need your television and your digital and streaming audience to be comprised of a common set of IDs versus just a common definition. And then you can plan once and, sort of syndicate and distribute that audience to multiple publishers at once. And on the back end, control for reach and frequency, sort of the holy grail there. I don't think we've ever seen as much industry collaboration peer-to-peer as we have seen right this moment. And I think all of that is coming together to create this frictionless, barrierless environment for clients to really supercharge these cross-platform workflows.
And finally, Ashley, looking ahead here, what will be, would you say, a key catalyst that enables this conversion away from legacy to advanced audiences? Is there anything really top of mind there?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. So one, I would just say when economic and sort of business conditions necessitate change, they have a way of just sort of happening, right? So much has been talked about in terms of the ways in which COVID accelerated the consumption shifts. Consumers have really already sort of voted with their time, if you will. And I think when you think about what marketers are charged with, they have to do more with less. And how do you prove ROI if you don't have large-scale data sets that enable you to do that, and to show how you're able to minimize waste and then measure all of that against a business objective or outcome. So I think we're at this point now where everything had reached a fever pitch in terms of measurement inadequacies and gaps. And we have scaled data sets that overcompensate and overcome small legacy panel-based approaches and ways of counting. And so, along with that comes technology, systems, processes, and 6+ years of experience. We had been sort of planning this all along. It's not something that just happened. But the time was ripe for all of us to sort of revolutionize the space together. So I would say that's the first thing, sort of macroeconomic conditions, changes in how we show up and experience media. And then, again, economic downturn and the need to just show ROI of everything. The simpler answer, too, is I think we change when the supply side stops selling media in ways that don't serve buy side, sell side, certainly not advertiser, certainly not consumer. So I think we have to start sort of with the catalyst for change on the supply side. And I think as a collective in an ecosystem, we have to stop letting perfect get in the way of very good. I think there's enough of the seedlings out there of ways of counting, and then ways of valuing impressions may take a little bit longer. I think we may have to test and learn the last mile there together. There's never going to be a perfect solution, but there's enough subcomponents now to start and to do better than we have to date.